Now chapter number 3, designing simple website using Composer. So as we have studied advanced HTML, CSS and JavaScript, now we need to design e-commerce website. So now in this chapter number 3 we will try to design website using Composer. But before that, we must understand the basics of a website. What is website? A website is a collection of interlinked web pages for a specific purpose. So it is a group of several web pages, and a web page is nothing but a simple HTML programming file. So whatever we create a single file in Composer or using Notepad, that file is known as web page. And when there are several web pages interlinked, then that is known as website. Developing a good website is like a project similar to any other project work, and it requires detailed planning. So important points for developing a website. Purpose. We must be clear about the purpose. For what purpose we are going to create website. Audience. Then who will watch the website? That is audience. Then content. Content means what information we are going to put inside website. Medium. So all these are the points that we have to discuss one by one. The first one, purpose. Before we start creating website, we should be clear with the purpose and goal of the website. It means for what purpose we are going to create website. Whether it is about e-commerce, it means for selling purpose. Otherwise it is just to display some information, or it is a website for caste purpose. It means for particular caste we are going to create our website. So the purpose may be to provide information to other people or to make them purchase goods online. When we decide purpose, after that we must discuss, keep in mind about audience. It means who are going to watch, who are going to view our website. So after selecting the purpose, we should know the expected users of the website. Website should be created in such a way that it can become easy for the user of the website to reach to the needed information. In short, a website should be designed according to the audience need. The third thing, content. The website must contain complete and relevant information. The website content should be classified into general and detailed categories. The navigation in the website should also be made as easy as possible. It means it should be easable to move from one page to another for the user. And last is medium. The website design should scale for all the devices like computers, smartphones and tablets, because nowadays there is not only one device, computer, but people are also using mobile, tablets, smartphones. So a website must be compatible enough to get displayed in all these devices. It should be designed keeping in mind that it is well displayed in all popular browsers like Mozilla Firefox, Google Chrome, Opera or Internet Explorer. So we saw 4 important points to be kept in mind while creating a website. That is purpose, audience, content and medium. we also saw these 4 topics in detail. Now creating simple website using Composer. So first of all, we will discuss what is home page. A home page of website is the first page that opens when the user enters URL address in the address bar of the browser. See, URL means a uniform resource locator. So whatever address we type in address bar of browser, that is known as URL. For example, http://www.google.co.in, that is called URL. Remember, website is a collection of several web pages, several interlinked web pages. So whenever you give address www.http://google.co.in, it will display the first page of Google, and that first page is known as its home page. So in each and every website there must be a main page. So whenever you start website, it will display the first page. The home page of website must be named either index.html or default.html. So it displays the first page, that is known as home page, and home page must be named as index.html or default.html. Remember, URL stands for Uniform Resource Locator. The address of the website is known as URL. As we need to create an e-commerce website, we need to store information in an organized manner. So whenever we want to create a website, we must think about arranging information in a well organized manner. So for that we can use table. We can create tables to store information in well organized manner, because you know very well that in a table there are various rows and columns, and the intersection of a row and column is known as cell. So in individual cell we can store various information. So to create a table, select Insert Tables option. We need to create table inside table to display company name, logo, catalog and other information. So whenever we create the home page of the website, it is named as index.html. Every website is built inside directories on a web server, and each web page is a separate file on the web server. Whenever the user types the URL of the website in the browser, say for example www.schoolplaza.com, he or she does not specify the file to be opened. So we are not specifying the file name, we are giving just the address, URL. So the web server needs a default file name in order to display some content, and that is why the default file is the page named index.html, that is home page. So either you can give index.html or default.html. So we need to create this type of website. You can see we need to create website as shown here. To organize all contents and the images related to the theme, we can create a table with a single cell. So here in this website you can see the heading is given School Plaza, then at the right side the logo is also there, then categories are given, school bags, then lunch boxes, etc. Then images are given. So if you want to create such website, then you can create a single cell of a table. Inside that cell you can create another table. So this way we can create our website in an organized manner. So inside single cell we can insert more tables in order to create company name, company logo, product, catalog and product image consisting of details as shown here. So first cell we will make it bigger, Inside that we will add another table that is of 2 cells in a single row. In the first cell we can write School Plaza and slogan. In the second cell we can put image, that is logo. Then we can add another table consisting of 4 cells, means 2 columns and 2 rows. So in the first row we can write catalog and new products. Inside catalog we can put another table consisting of single column, and in single column, in individual cells we can write home, school bags, lunch boxes, water bags, books, compass, these types of categories. Then in new products list we can create another table consisting of either 6 or 9 cells consisting of 3 columns and 3 rows, or you can create 3 columns and 2 rows. In each and every cell you can insert photograph of a particular product and write some detail like that of a photograph. For example, girls pink bag is given. You can write the price. Whenever user wants to purchase this, he or she can click on add to cart checkbox. We can also purchase in more quantities, so that is why quantity text box is also given. After selecting product, we can click on purchase option. So whenever we click on purchase option, it will show the billing detail, so how much we have to pay. So this way we can create e-commerce website. We will just display all this information and bill. So after clicking on purchase button, it should show bill and amount to be paid. When user clicks on proceed to checkout button, the online payment can be done using proper method, but that is out of syllabus here. Now we will see topics one by one, individual topics, how to create table. So select insert table option to create a table. When you select insert table option, it will show you a dialog box where you can select number of cells. So select number of rows and columns to insert a table accordingly. Now how to apply background color, that is inside cell. So right click on the table and select table cell properties option. When you select table cell properties option, it will display table properties dialog box as shown here. There are 2 tabs you can see, table tab and cells tab. So click on table tab at the top left corner to display table tab options. So if you want to apply color to the entire table, then you can click on table tab option. If you want to apply color in a single cell, then you have to select cells option. So when you click on table tab option, it will display options as shown here. The table tab contains size, borders and spacing, table alignment, caption, background color options. So we need to change background color. So background color allows to change the background color of the selected table. So from there you can select color. Now how to insert image. So in Composer, if you want to insert image, then you have to select insert image option. When you select this option, it will display a dialog box. Now here you can see a small icon is given, that is actually choose file button. So click on choose file button to open an image. It will display open dialog box actually. Click on don't use alternate text if you don't want to display alternate text when it is not possible to display the selected image. So by clicking on choose file button, you can select any file, any image file you want to display in your web page. Then you can see two options are given: alternate text and don't use alternate text. Inside alternate text you can write some information, and that is useful when browser is not able to display the image. So whatever image we have selected, if browser is not able to display the image, then it will display alternate text in place of image. It happens either image is not there or speed is very low. In such cases browser is not able to display our image. So at that time it will display alternate text. But if you don't want to display alternate text, then you can select don't use alternate text option here. But remember, if alternate text option is selected, then you must give some information. So here click on don't use alternate text option. It means we don't want to display any text if image if browser is not capable to display the image. Then click on format text option to be used to change the text color. Now how to apply link? See, when we are creating a website, interlinked web pages, so link is very important. So in home page there are several texts given. When you click on this particular text, it will display another text. So that text is known as hypertext, and that link is known as hyperlink. So now how to create hyperlink, that we will see. You can see various categories: school bags, water bottle, lunch box. So here all these are hypertexts. When user clicks on school bags option, it will display another web page that is of school bags, and it will display various school bags there. A hyperlink takes us to another linked web page when we click on hypertext. So school bags, water bottles, these are the hypertexts. So select school bags to create a link for school page. So what we want to do, what we have to do, just select school bags. Then select insert link option. Otherwise, for that the shortcut key is Ctrl+L. It will display link properties dialog box as shown here. You can see. So inside link text you can write the file name. So under the link location option, select the file to be opened. So here link location option is given. There you can either write the file name, or you can click on open button and you can select any file from your hard disk and then press OK. So link has been created. The hypertext school bags will get displayed in blue color. Remember, whenever you open this web page in browser, the link shows in blue color. When a user clicks on school bags text, it takes us to schoolbag.html page. So now how to insert individual page. Now inside individual page we have to insert image. So suppose this image is given. So for that we can click on insert image option and put image inside a cell, and then we have to write detail like this: red bag, the price is written ₹300. Add to cart option is given. In front of add to cart there must be a checkbox. It means you want to purchase this. If it is not selected, it means you don't want to purchase it. And quantity text box is given, where we can specify the quantity. We can put default quantity 1 if you want. So insert image option to add image, then write red bag. Now enter price. Select insert form field option to insert checkbox. When you select this option, it will display a dialog box. So inside field type, you have to select checkbox option. Click on advanced edit option. Select HTML attribute tab. Here you can see advanced edit button is given. So when you click on that button, it will show you a dialog box. Last time we have used this dialog box for JavaScript, but now we have to use HTML attributes option. So by default, HTML attributes tab is selected. If it is not selected, then you have to click on HTML attributes tab. Then select ID from attribute drop down. You can see here ID option is selected, and then give value as B1 for the checkbox. Now select insert form field option again to insert quantity text box. So as you can see here, field type, inside field type we have selected text option. Field name quantity is written. Initial value we have given 1. Another thing that we have given, that is field size. Field size 4 is given. It means it will reduce the size of text box. Then click on advanced edit option again. Select HTML attribute tab. Same way, click on ID attribute and then give value to Q1. So for text box we have given ID value Q1, that is actually identification. So using Q1 word we can find out the particular text box. So after inserting all the images and related details, create purchase button from insert form field option. So click on advanced edit option and select on click event from the drop down in JavaScript events tab. Enter value on cart as shown here, as we have seen in JavaScript. So you have to add button, then for particular button you have to click on advanced tab option. There you have to select JavaScript tab. Inside JavaScript tag you have to select on click event, and you have to give value on cart, that is actually function. So as given here, you have to click on JavaScript tab, then on focus. Here actually on focus option is selected, but you have to select on click, and then on cart function is given. So click on source button and create on cart function inside script and slash script. So after creating the output, we need to write JavaScript code. When a user clicks on purchase button, the on click event occurs and it calls on cart function. Now remember, we have named checkboxes as B1, B2, B3, etc. Same way, for quantity text boxes we have given Q1, Q2, Q3, etc. names. Now in JavaScript we will use a function document.getElementById function. So the document.getElementById function searches for a particular checkbox. Inside getElementById you have to give B1 first. So it will find out your checkbox and checks whether the checkbox has been checked or not. It means selected or not. If it is checked, then we will save quantity into a variable and calculate total price. Finally, we will save product name, price, quantity and amount as a string in a variable. It means you want to purchase particular bag, and quantity, bag information, bag price, all these details it will store in a string in a variable. Each detail is separated by comma. Actually, comma is known as delimiter here. Delimiter means to separate two things. So here we can use JavaScript code as given here. If document dot get element by id b1 dot checked, it means b1 checkbox is selected, then check is equal to true. Check is the name of variable. Now var quantity is equal to document dot get element by id q1 dot value. It means whatever we have written inside quantity text box for b1 checkbox, that will get stored inside quantity variable. Then var price is equal to 399. It means whatever price we have given, that it will store inside price variable. So three variables we have created: check, quantity and price. Check is equal to true shows that this particular product has been selected for purchasing. Then quantity stores the quantity detail, price stores the price information. Now var total variable. Total is equal to price multiplied by quantity, as you know very well. So if quantity is given 3, then it will multiply 399 by multiply by 3. Now cookie value is a string variable. Cookie value plus is equal to, actually this statement is C language type statement. Cookie value plus is equal to means cookie value is equal to cookie value plus the given string. So inside cookie value variable, it will store girls pink bag, comma price, comma quantity, comma total, and then at last it will store all this information as a string inside cookie value. So if first school bag is selected, then it will store all this detail of particular bag inside cookie value variable. Same code we need to write for another bag also. So for each and every product we need to write such JavaScript code.